a different guest host, a different topic, raw, unfiltered. So sit back and relax. Melanie P. Talk to him.
With Melanie P. That's scary with Melanie P. Come on. Here we go.
Okay. Welcome to another episode of the That's Scary with Melanie P. Ooh, my audio sounds so much better than that first take. We have a guest on the show, DEQUONNA WISE.
Yes.
Guest on the show. Listen, I hate defining a woman as like a boss. You're a boss.
Interesting, because I don't like that either.
I don't either, and please don't feel insulted, but I hate that word. I hate that title. But when I was like researching you, I was like, damn, this is boss. But like boss in the most
right. No.
purest energy ever. I'm like, this is a boss, girl. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I feel great.
Oh
I'm happy to be here.
Yes, I'm happy that you're here, girl. You know, we start every episode with a mental health check-in. Okay. How's your day? How's your week been? How you feeling? How's your mental health?
It's actually amazing.
Oh.
I would say I'm a 10 there. I'm a 10.
You a 10 with mental health?
Yes.
What's your secret?
Not letting stuff get to me. You know what I'm saying? I think I just talked about this on my story the other day about not expecting anything from people other than what they show me. And when you do that, you save yourself disappointment and heartache and stress. Every day's not a great day, but every day doesn't define me. You know, things happen, but it doesn't affect me in a way that I'm stressed out or anything like that. So I'm great.
You make that sound so easy.
No, it's not.
But it's not. That cannot be easy.
It's been a journey here.
Jesus.
You know what I'm saying? It's been a journey here.
I cannot wait to get into your journey because I have so many questions. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling really good. You know, it's kind of dark and dreary outside. They always wait, meaning the weather guys. Yes. They always wait till the weekend. Monday through Friday, I'm at my desk and the sun is shining and I'm stuck.
Ready to get outside.
Right. I mean, I'd be outside riding my bike to listen. My job don't listen to this, but I have to leave my desk and like ride my bike a little bit and come back. But as soon as we can come, it's just like, where's the sun?
The weather.
Guys.
You're the sun, though.
I don't know if I'm the sun.
You gotta make it yourself.
You're a girl. You about to be dropping all these jewels from my clips. I know you about to drop these jewels, but other than that, I'm feeling good. Girl, this is crazy. So how do I say this? I've reached a certain age, and I used to be a twerker. You know what I'm saying? Back in my club, club life.
You used to be. I used to. Laura.
I mean,
come on now. We can still twerk a little bit.
I still twerk, but like back before. A certain time, I used to like to be out, be social, whatever. And I had some friends come over Friday night, and we had some drinks. We was feeling good, and I'm like, I'm about to twerk, whatever, girl. My back has been out all week. Like I couldn't lift up my baby. Like I was in the bed sore. Like, and it's just now starting. I'm like, I know this ain't.
That happens as we get older. It ain't the same.
I don't want to accept that.
We don't bounce back. We can make it still do it, but we don't feel different.
I was in the kitchen. I wasn't at no club. I mean, I was just trying to show off some moves. You know what I'm saying, to Cardi B and Lotto new song. I'm like, okay, I like this song. And here I go twerking, feeling good. And the next morning, my back. It's gone.
Well, I won't ask your age, but
I just turned 40.
Okay, I'm 42.
Right.
And that happens. It does.
Dang, but it's like as soon as that 40 hit, it's like stuff started just
breaking down.
Yes. Like what in the world, girl? I could twerk all night and I got up quick. I ain't never had no back problems. I hear my friends talk about back problems, and my fiance got this back machine upstairs where his back be hurting, so he stands in this thing and goes all the way back. I'm like, you are so old, and here I am trying to twerk. Like a young folk, and
you need
like,
the back thing.
Oh my God, I need a back thing. Like I didn't even get on that back thing. So I'm like, I'm not getting on this back thing. I'm not going to accept this. My back is going to bounce back 2 days later, and it's just now feeling like whatever. But for those of y'all who don't know, I was researching you, and when I was looking at the list of titles, I said, I am not doing enough in my life because I don't have them titles. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is such an admirable thing to see another Black woman just out here killing it. So I'm gonna list some of the things that I found. So you're a life coach, an event curator, a real estate investor, founder of Inspired Woman Sister Circle, CEO of Inspired Candles. I cannot wait to buy these candles. A premarital coach, business consultant, IG real master, speaker, author. I'm sure I'm missing something, girl. Like, how does it feel? Mom, listen, Mom. And your daughter is gorgeous.
Thank you.
Saw her at I went to your first event, like my first event that I've gone to. I had it was
the Galentine's event, right?
The Galentine's. top tier.
Wow, thank you.
Top tier. Like so I had said on another episode, people have these kind of events and you feel like it doesn't have an authentic vibe and authentic energy to it. Like the host or the people doing the events, it just doesn't feel genuine. From the time I walked in, I said, wow. Like someone greeted us. I think her name is Melody, actually, or Melanie,
yes,
or something
that's
like
my
that.
assistant, yes.
Amazing. Her sweetheart. So sweet. The photographer is so sweet. Like it was nothing, like literally nothing but positive energy.
You.
Like, and that was my first time, I think, meeting you. And I'm like, positive energy. Like you wouldn't have even known because you were just talking to people, making sure everybody felt comfortable. Like this authentic.
Thank you.
Amazing energy. Like I'm like, I cannot wait to go to another one of those events, girl. Yay. I was telling my friend how whenever we had to like get up and do the dance, now that's when I started having a little bit of anxiety. I'm like, okay, hold up now. I ain't had enough drinks.
Yeah, I wanted to bring you out your comfort zone a little bit.
Girl, like I was like, oh my God, I'm not ready. But it was just amazing. Like it was an amazing event.
You.
How is it creating events like that? Like how long does it take?
Well, that's the beginning of my journey. Before all of those titles, I was an event planner, curator for 23 years. And I still plan events, right? I still do it right now. But yours truly, event planning was my first business at 19 years old. So that's when it all started.
Are you serious?
Yes, 19.
How the heck?
19. Because I fell in love with love. I fell in love with weddings. I was a hostess at a wedding, and I kept watching the director. I just fell in love with her and what she was doing. I was like, I want to be that. I want to do what she's doing because everybody was happy and the bride, So I took that journey and I started my own business at 19 years old because I was like 17 when that happened. I was in high school when I saw that. And from there, it just went into full service planning. So I started doing weddings, birthday parties, all milestones, right? And so events now is just who I am. It comes natural. Yeah. So right now to plan an event I can do it in my sleep, but I've been doing it for so long. So
wow. So you planned that? So that was your mastermind with your team?
Yes.
What's your zodiac sign?
I'm a Pisces. I
should have known.
Yeah.
Pisces is one of my favorite. My sister-in-law is a Pisces, and like one of my closest friends. Pisces have the best energy.
Thank you.
Girl.
Yes.
Oh, that's so good. But
Thank you.
We're going to play a little game. Listen, every time I say that to a guest, the look in their eyes like, hold up. I heard your podcast before. I
know. I was praying on the way here.
Listen, this is a wholesome, for the most part, podcast. I'm going to ask you just random questions and just tell me your answer, okay? It's very random. Very random. Summer or fall?
Summer.
Why?
Do you see this hair?
You ready to go? You ready for vacation?
I'm ready to go. I love the sun. Yeah. I love light. I love
water.
I am water.
Yes. So, yes. Okay. What was the last lie you told?
Oh, let's see. Because I don't like telling a lie, but I will have to exaggerate some things to the other things. So, like, if I don't really want to go somewhere to an event, I may just tell like a little fib. Okay. It's not a complete lie, but
Pisces they care about people's feelings, and so it's like you might say you don't want to go,
but
you soften it. Yes. Yeah, I can see that. I
probably did that yesterday. Maybe let's see. I don't know.
I
do it often. I do it often because I can't allow. I'm learning on this journey, and this is really new for me that everybody can't have access. And so sometimes I don't want to hurt people's feelings. So I may say I'm busy when I'm not.
Yeah, maybe, and no is a complete sentence, right?
Right.
And that's hard.
It is. That's hard. But I am busy. I mean, busy doing nothing maybe, but
that's true. Self-care comes first. Okay. Morning or night sex?
Morning.
Morning. Why not night?
I mean, night's cool,
morning.
But
oh my
typical.
God! Like morning. Oh,
night is typical.
So if you had I'm sorry, I keep cutting you off. If you had to rate your freak from 1 to 10, what would you rate it? That takes a sip. From 1 to 10, because I hear morning sex and I hear and this is my opinion. When I hear morning sex, I hear someone who's confident, who about that freak life. You know what I'm saying? Put me on that stage. I'm ready to show my skills in this sunshine. I don't care.
Never looked at it that way. That's not. I mean, that's that's deep.
I just read all into that.
But that's pretty deep. I think I'll take your answer.
Okay. Well, there you go.
There you go.
There you go. Okay. All right. If you could title this stage in your life, what would it be?
harvest season.
Explain.
Okay, so I know there's 4 seasons when we talk about in the spiritual realm, right? And I think sometimes we don't want to be honest about what seasons that we're in because, like, if you're in the wilderness or if you're in a growing space or if you've been pruned a little bit, and then you have the harvest season. And so when you go through all of that, like I've truly been through every season, and you're going to go through those cycles often. I've been in the wilderness a lot for a very long time. And so now I get to see all the things I've been through shape me into who I am today. And so right now on this stage in life, I would say it's definitely harvest season. A lot of things are happening for me.
That's awesome.
That's mind blowing. So
Really?
yeah. Epic.
What a blessing. Wow. Morning or night person?
I'm just an all day person. You know, it's just, I just love life. If I'm up, I'm up. Wow. But I do stay up late working.
Really?
So, yes.
What time do you go to bed?
About 3:00 in the morning.
That's 3 o'clock in the morning?
That's next day, right?
You ain't in the bed. You taking a little nap and then starting over
I
again.
do take naps. I love naps. Naps are the best.
Yeah.
But typically 2:30, 3. And if I don't have anything really going on, then maybe 1 o'clock.
I'll be in bed by 9 o'clock. Oh my God. Okay. Here's a weird one.
Okay.
And I saw this on Instagram and I had to ask.
Okay.
$5 million.
Okay.
Or 5 minutes with Jesus.
5 minutes with Jesus.
Come
Come on.
Really?
That's priceless. That's priceless. The money will come.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay, what's your biggest life lesson?
Oh, wow. It's probably one that is typical, but trusting people, that you can't trust everyone.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Because although we know that, we do it, you know, a lot, and you find out later that maybe you shouldn't have. But yeah, that's just been my lesson.
Yeah, that's a hard
and it's
lesson.
okay. It's a hard one though.
It's a hard one. What's your biggest guilty pleasure?
Oh, I'm a snacker.
Really? What's your favorite snack?
I love chocolate, chips.
Well, you can't tell with this body.
Popcorn. Girl, don't let me take the shirt off. It's a different story. You package it up and make it look real cute. But she can do some sit-ups.
And you can do some. I saw you dropping. I'm so.
What did you see?
I saw you dropping it low at the event, and anytime I see people that got them mega knees, I'm like, damn, because I can't get down that low.
Yeah.
And I saw you. And
I've always had good knees, but
Oh
I
my
ran track. I think I have strong
God.
legs from running track.
your legs were gorgeous. I'm like, okay, she got mega knees and nice legs. I'm like, okay.
Thank
I'm
you.
starting to sound gay. I'm not gay. I'm very straight, people. Okay, I think this is the last one. Tall guy or thick guy?
Tall.
Really?
Thick. What you mean thick?
Well, okay, so like I like a thick guy.
You mean like muscular when you say thick?
Just thick, like like
Because I don't want fat pieces.
fat pieces.
Yeah. So no, I'm not gonna get
No,
into it.
tell me. Like
I just don't like big gutty
Guts.
pieces. You're right. Like
Wait, fatty
around
pieces.
the hips, like childbearing hips on a man.
I've seen those.
So when you say thick, I think my mind went there. But I do like muscles. I do like a body, you know. And I like taller men because it's just, I don't know, I like looking up.
Yeah.
But I'm okay. I mean, it just depends. Maybe 5'8" and taller.
That's not 5'8" is not tall.
No, I'm just saying that's kind of the lowest I want to go.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and you're short, so shorter.
Yes,
yeah,
I'm short, but that's the thing. I don't want to put on heels and be and tower over you or be taller.
That's true.
But I'm learning that I can't be too picky. My husband may be packaged as 5'7", 5'8", right?
Right.
But
that's a hard lesson to learn too. That's a hard one.
That's another story.
That's a whole podcast, a whole one to learn. But thank you for playing this game,
You're
getting to
welcome.
know the guest, child. So let's deep into it because again, I was doing my research and I'm like, I'm not doing enough in life right now because you wear a million hats, like a million hats. So okay, life coach, event coordinator, real estate, all this. How did you start this journey? How was your road to like entrepreneurship? So I know you said you started when you were 17, like kind of seeing that you were listening to you talk. I feel like I'm listening to somebody who's had thoughts that like how I've had, but you're actually executing them. That's amazing. So like, how did you start? Like, how did you really start?
That's the key to what you just said. I'm definitely great at executing. That's just, I love it.
Yeah.
That's what I coach. I have a whole course on teaching people how to execute their dreams.
Wow.
So that's, for me, I can either dream about it because I am a dreamer. I'm a big dreamer.
Pisces energy.
Yes, right? But I also believe I want to see it come to life. And so that was the thing for me. I don't think I ever think of anything not working. I just like, I'm going to try it. I'm going to do it. And if it does not work, then cool. I'll try something else. Wow. But I can't sit. Nothing can just sit with me. That's too heavy to carry. Wow.
So have you always had like an entrepreneurial like spirit? Yes. Did you grow up around that? Because that's a certain personality to be able to like be an entrepreneur.
Yeah. I grew up rough. I wouldn't say I grew up around entrepreneurs per se in the light that we see them. Yeah. My dad was a drug dealer. Okay. My mom worked. She still worked, but when my dad went away to prison, I was working at 14 years old. Wow. Very early in life, right? And so my dad came home. He was like changed, and now he's a pastor. He's amazing. Oh, and he's walking in his calling, I think 16, 17 years now, right? And that's a beautiful thing. But I think I was able early on just to navigate and see what I loved, whether it was working at a company or being an entrepreneur. I don't think it really mattered. My grandmother was my role model, I would say, growing up. She's my first best friend. Aww. And she didn't work. Oh. She didn't work. My grandfather worked, but she didn't. But I followed her everywhere she went, and I just loved her independence. I think that was the thing.
Wow. So what would you say your biggest obstacle? Because, you know, doing this since 19 and growing to all these different platforms and different capacities, like what's been your biggest obstacle?
Change. Change. So now just embrace it. Yeah. But when you see this, you see all the titles I wear. You don't see the dark times. Yeah. You know, and I think I'm the type of person I want to tell the whole story. Yeah. That's why I love having conferences, because I'm able to share my whole story. So.
Right. So life coach, what exactly is that? Because I feel like I said I was a life coach child, but that didn't pan through. And you see that everywhere. What is your definition of a life coach? Like if somebody said, I need a life coach, what should they come to you for?
If you're ready to grow. So everybody needs a coach, but everybody's not ready for a coach, right? So if you're ready to grow and thrive in life and go to the next level and try some things, get some hard no's, hear some hard truths about yourself, I think that's when you need a coach. But a life coach is someone who's ready to help you like map out your life and your goals and your plans and hold you accountable. Right. Some people say I'm a life coach, and they use that word very loosely because they give good advice. Right. That's not a life coach. Right. You know, we all can give great advice because we all go through life. We all have life experiences, and I can share something with you that can help you. But a average person just giving you advice may not want to hold your hand and take you through every single step of accomplishing a goal. Wow. And that's what life coaches do.
Damn, that was a good definition. Yeah. It seems like a lot of the things that you do, especially a life coach, you're constantly giving, whether you're giving, you know, advice or whether you're giving knowledge or direction or whatever the case might be. How do you pour into yourself?
God, you know what I'm saying? My prayer life, my spiritual life, and then also encamping people around me that can pour into me. Right. Every coach has a coach. So I have a coach too. Wow. If you don't have a coach, you shouldn't be coaching. Right. That's number one in mind. Right. When I talk to clients or any other coach, if you call yourself a coach, you definitely need a coach and a mentor and a therapist. All the things. All the things.
I hate that. And to my knowledge, and correct me if I'm wrong, I hate that that's not covered by insurance.
Oh, me too. Hopefully one day it's coming.
I heard it's coming.
I feel like it's coming because I will say life coaching has truly taken on a life, a real life, a positive life. Yeah. And I think a lot of people have them. So I do think it's coming soon.
Yeah. It's just so weird. I feel like anything that could help people, they will not make it easy for you to get. And that's just so hard, and it sucks. I know before we started, we were talking about, you know, like I was talking about my podcast and stuff like that. And, you know, kind of not sometimes having the support. Like when you're starting stuff like this, you know, think, okay, most people don't chase their goals. Most people don't start something and especially keep it going. That's a major thing. And I know when I started my podcast, I'm thinking, okay, this is, you know, major is hard. A lot of times I wanted to quit, you know what I'm saying? But I never thought I would like deal with the lack of support. Have you dealt with that? And if so, how have you like been able to navigate that?
Yeah. So you mean like just people that you thought would support you, not
supporting
you? Yeah. So we naturally think the people that's closest to us should be our support system. And it does hurt when they're not. And it frustrates you, right? But I think because I've been doing it for so long, I've realized that it's my vision. And the people that are closer to you, they just know you for when they last knew you. They know you as that friend, the fun person, And then when you embark on something else, you're kind of changing the dynamic.
That's true.
And so it's not really them, it's really you, and you're expecting them to see what you see.
Yeah.
And they don't. So you have to find your tribe. Wow. And I've learned that if you find your tribe and don't try to force your friends and your family to be that, then everybody's safe.
Yeah,
Everybody's
that's true.
good.
That's
you
a good
know?
point.
And so, yeah. So I don't get upset with people when they don't support me now.
Really?
No.
Even in the beginning?
In the beginning, I did,
Yeah.
but it took this understanding. It took me to realize, like, wait a minute, why am I upset because they're not excited about what I'm excited about? That's not fair to them, you know? But at the same time, you have to also look at people in your life and just kind of see how they're cheering for you. That's different a little bit. You know, I think we might mix. They may be supporting you, but you might take it as they're not supporting you because they're not doing what you want them to do. Like, I want support to look a certain way.
That's true.
And they may just be like, sis, I got you. I'm cheering over here for you. But I can't show up every day for everything that you're doing. That does not mean I don't support you.
Right.
So you have to just really evaluate.
Yeah, that's true. Now, and you mentioned having your tribe. And like I said, when I was at your event, like I could see your tribe and they seemed like the perfect tribe. You know what I'm saying? I know nothing's perfect, but you could see the support, which was another good thing to see at your event, like women supporting women. And it's like, I remember you're a photographer, like just making sure you were good, everything was good, making sure that she was doing her job. Melanie, I mean, how do you even find your tribe?
I think you build a team based on who you are. You know, you attract the like-minded people.
Right.
You should, I would say. I think it represents who you are as a person. So I'm real big on energy. We talked about that before we started. I'm really big on listening to my gut and my intuition when it comes to people. And sometimes even I get in my own way and I don't. Always, I want to give people the benefit of the doubt. But as quickly as I see something's off, then I'm out of there. You know what I'm saying? I kind of back away. So it's just making sure that people are who they say they are. And I just attract great people.
Wow. Yeah. You're out of there. That's deep, because that took me a long time to learn. Like, I feel like women, we want to give people chances and not believe what people show us. And I feel like I'm just now learning, like, if somebody show you who they are, believe them. But it took a long time for me to get there. I mean, I feel like maybe in the past year, I just got there. You know?
But it's a good feeling, right?
It's a very liberating feeling. Now, when I first started, I think I had a year, I was trying to say I was going to be unbothered. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you will put yourself in positions to make yourself uncomfortable to make other people comfortable.
Yeah. Oh, girl.
And I
did that all my whole life.
Like, that was my title of like a bulk of my life. And I'm like, I'm not doing this no more, because especially when people don't even like acknowledge that you're doing that. So now I'm uncomfortable and you still not grateful. People pleasing.
And it's suffocating. And I was suffocating. I talk about that in my book.
Horrible. Ooh, so horrible. So what's your favorite event that you've hosted so far?
I love women empowerment. I can't say one particular one, but I love anything women empowerment.
Yeah. Wow.
I love seeing us be real to each other.
Have you had, and this is a weird question, but have you had like bad experiences with your, with your like empowerment? Cause I mean, I hate this narrative, and I try to like dead it as much as I can about women can't work together. Yes. Like I hate that, but there's some truth. There's truth to that.
There is some truth.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of like you said, finding your tribe of people. Like, you'll attract who you need to attract, but like, and
even if you attract the wrong thing, because we know we're light, right? And I say this a lot, that your light even attract bugs. So it's okay. You have to just filter through and when people move a certain way. Yeah, you just watch that movement and then you act accordingly. Right. So that's just kind of, have I had a bad experience? I'm going to be honest with you. I've always worked alone. I always say I do not want to ever do partnerships. Right. That's what I've said. And I've seen in coaching, friends lose friendships because of that. Right. So I've always been a solo act, and I hire people to work with me on the event, but it's my vision. So it's nobody other ideas that we have to worry about, but mine. I'm open to opinions, but it's my thing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But when you partner with someone else, now you're having to open yourself up to their ideas. And what if you guys don't agree, and then you're clashing and you're bumping heads? So I did try before, and it made me realize that I'm solid solo. Wow. I'm solid solo.
I received that, because I have been wanting to start a podcast for so many years. But what stopped me is because I wanted to do it with someone. So years have gone by, and I never started my podcast because I wanted to do it with someone. But that wasn't smart because I had to learn. But this, like, now that I have it, I've even toyed with kind of having like a permanent, co-host with you. Yeah. But then I'm like, because it's kind of my vision, and I see how sometimes, your vision could be altered if you add someone, especially if it's not the right fit.
Yeah, just see the vision they have.
Yeah.
Because you guys may be on the same,
That's true.
So I'm not saying you can't, but I just know that if you're working with another strong-minded person that has a vision for what this should look like, and it don't match, don't do it. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
Don't do it. But if you find somebody that the vision is matching and there's great energy, give it a shot. Because I do think we're better together.
Yeah.
I think it's amazing. I just think for me right now where I'm at in life, I just choose to keep doing the way I've been doing it because it's been working. And I still have a platform where I allow other people to shine. So that's really what matters to me.
Yeah. So you started when you were 19. And was your first business doing the events?
Yes. Well, no, I was doing weddings. I was the director. I was a wedding director first. And then I transitioned to full planning probably like 2 years later.
Did you ever work corporate America?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Okay.
I still work corporate America.
Okay.
I do coaching still, so.
Okay, wow. I didn't know that. Girl, I'm learning so much about you here. Because I would assume that, there's a time when you have so much going on with your businesses. Sometimes it's difficult to like balance corporate and, living out your dreams.
Yes, it is. And I'm just fortunate to have a beautiful job that matches what I do. That's all. And I can work remote, and it's a beautiful thing.
I'm not trying to be weird right now, girl, but I feel like you are like, hearing you talk, I resonate so much with what you're saying, girl. I mean, it's very scary, honestly, listening to you talk, because even about the weddings, girl, and it's kind of eerie because I'm a person who didn't execute, and you're a person that did. You had
the ideas and the vision.
Yeah, but I think here's what it is. I think, especially as women, I feel like sometimes your parents or whoever have this vision for your life, and again, it's something I recently learned. It's like you got to do what makes you happy and stop trying to people please. You know what I'm saying? Because I would have so many ideas. Like, I used to love weddings and like watching the people that had walkie-talkies do. Like, I used to. I wanted to do that so bad, and I was like, man, I need to go ahead and do all this other stuff that my family says I should do, or stick with this job, but having the flexibility to have a good job that allows you to kind of tap into, like I said, your gifts. The things you really want to do, that's a blessing. But it's just it's eerie almost listening to you talk, girl. I'm like, oh my God, I thought about these things too. So right now, how do you balance all that? So you work and you have all these businesses. How do you balance that?
Time.
But you go to bed at 3 a.m.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I think we misuse time.
I'm bad with that.
I just don't misuse time.
Wow.
I can't afford to.
Wow.
So I wouldn't do it if I couldn't do it. And I've learned too that my capacity is not your capacity. Yeah. So if I'm trying to beat you, then maybe you can't. But I can. Then also we have to look at all the dynamics. My kids are older. My son will be 22 in July. Wow. My daughter's 17. So I couldn't have done these things 10 years ago. But now that I can, I do. And I just believe that I'm not going to leave this earth without tapping into all of my gifts. God. And so if I have the time to do it, if God gives me the capacity to do it, I'm going to do it. And then I had a great mentor. Tony Gaskins is my mentor and coach. And it was a lot of things. He did a whole lot. And I kind of watched his journey.
The Tony Gaskins?
Yes. Yep.
Wow.
So that was kind of like the person that I was able to see what my life could look like because I didn't know any other life coaches. And that was the person that I looked up to and had the opportunity to work for and with. And he, so
because I know people are listening to this like I am, and I'm thinking, what was your journey? And I know I kind of asked that before, but it's like,
how did I get here?
How did you get here? Because you, it just sounds so mature. It sounds like, and again, and here's the thing that I feel like I resonate with you as well. And I don't even know you, and I don't even know what your dark times may have been. But one of the things that I want to be a life coach was because I had so many dark times. And here's the thing, like, and I don't know if you can relate, but I'm very happy and all the, I mean, well, not all the time, but people, let's say people perceive me to be very happy and joking and just whatever all the time. But I've had dark times that would blow people's minds, and that I'm sure a lot of people couldn't get through. You know what I'm saying? Like dark times. And so that's what made me want to be a life coach. But like, what was your journey? Like, what was your journey?
It's funny you say that, because that's where I found coaching, in adversity. I was going through hardship. I was going through, me and my ex-husband, we were separating at the time, and I was moving back in with my parents, so that was embarrassing, and having to start over and explain to people, people want to know what happened, what's going on, and so I just wanted to hide. I just wanted to just go away and hide, and everything be over, and then tomorrow back living. But that's not what that was like. It was like I lost a lot, and it's when I think back over it, I was so sad, but I was having to smile and be happy for my kids and for my family. And I never let people know exactly how bad I was hurting. So I would suffer in silence. I would cry in the night when it's dark and everybody's asleep. And one night I was just down and out, and something was like, turn on TV. I wasn't even watching TV, to be honest. I was just existing. I wasn't really living in that moment. And I saw Tony Gaskins on TV coaching K. Michelle. And it said Tony Gaskins life coach. And I was like, what is a life coach?
Right.
This was like 2014.
Right.
And I just started doing some research on it, because what he was doing, I realized I did that with my friends all the time. And it was having a casual conversation, but it was like, you could tell it was pouring. And I've always been that person. I've always been a light. I know that about myself. I love helping and seeing people happy, but I was doing it at the expense of my own happiness. That was the problem.
Right.
But then once I did some more research about it, I started following his journey. And then fast forward, a long story to make it really short, I just reached out. So I'm big on telling people you only need one yes, and don't be afraid of the million no's that you get.
I'm about to hire you, girl. I'm about to hopefully work with you life coaching, because you are speaking some jewels. Wow.
Don't be afraid of the no's, because you only need one yes, and that one leads to more. And I reached out to Tony. I read his book, Real Love, and he talked about doing a timely pitch. That's what he did to get on the Oprah show and the Tara Banks show. So I did a timely pitch to Tony. Like, I pulled a Tony on Tony. I was like, okay, I need help. And I don't know anybody that's doing this. And I know this man is, out of here, and he probably would not even see this email. But if I don't do it, I'll never know. Wow. So I sent the email just saying who I was, and I was starting a life coaching journey, and I needed help. And I didn't know if he could work with me. His rates were very expensive. He was only coaching celebrities at the time. And he responded to my letter maybe a week later. Of course, I still had to pay. He's like, it's what you're willing to invest in yourself. It's not free. But he did give me a little discount, but I was able to save and have these sessions with Tony. And he saw how hard I was working, and that she's serious. Wow. And from there, it went to him becoming my mentor. From there, I got certified through his academy, the Tony Gaskins Life Coaching Certification. That's where I was certified under. And then he invited me to Atlanta a couple of years later to share my story with a class. And I went, shared my story probably twice. And then he offered me the opportunity to actually be an instructor for his academy. So I've certified other coaches through the life.
All of Tony that Gaskins by sending a letter. Like, most people wouldn't even do that, because they would think, well, who am I? He's not going to respond.
And that's what I thought, but I did it anyways. I did it scared. That little, manifestation, do it scared, do it scared.
God, you're really speaking to me with this, girl. Wow. And it's so, I mean, again, I feel like I'm talking to like myself or something. Yes, because I went through a divorce, and girl, when I tell you, hiding, like, I was trying to hide, I was embarrassed, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was horrible. And I was very embarrassed, and, those were some of my darkest times, and even going, like, people don't understand, like, people just be seeing you on the outside thinking that, oh man, she's over here having fun and doing this, whatever. But when you go, I always say, you never know what's going on behind somebody's closed doors. You know what I'm saying? Like, those are some of my darkest times. And even after my separation, after my divorce, me and my ex-husband are friends, like, we're cool now. Right. But like, it's just like, even the journey, like, after that divorce, dark times, and trying to kind of find yourself, you know what I'm saying? Because when you're married, sometimes you kind of, that's your identity, So when you leave it, it's like, well, who am I? Yeah. And then it's like having to, like, I used to, I didn't even go home. I'm from Wilmington. And when I even got separated and divorced, I didn't even go home for a long time. And when I did,
want to face people.
I didn't want to face people. Yeah. And this is, I never told nobody. Like, I went to TJ Maxx, and because I had threw my ring away because I was pissed, which was stupid. Yeah. I went and got like a fake $5 ring. So when I did start going home, I would wear it just so it would hopefully make people not ask me questions.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like dark times. Again, dark times. Dark times. So that resonates with me, girl. But you pushing through that.
Oh yeah. I'm better. And I don't even do the blaming thing anymore. Like
I was bad with that.
It's like, it is what it is. I'm not perfect.
Yeah.
We don't always handle things the best way. We don't always respond to things the best way. And I just think growth happened. Like I started to grow and evolve, and those are the things too that hurts the most. And people don't want to, they can't accept your growth. People want to make you stay the same and see you the same. And it's like, but guys, I'm growing into something else. But yeah, I just think all life challenges make me who I am today. And I'm excited about what's next.
Wow. So, going through what you went through in terms of like, you said you were married and then, and like cause all I'm hearing is growth, lessons learned, growth. How having your businesses, wearing all these hats and, you know, how does that affect your relationships? Like, I don't know if you're in a relationship or whatever, but like, how does it affect it?
That's a really good question, because I think it does. I don't know if it is or isn't, to be honest, because I am single, right? But I do think that I would love to talk to a guy about it, because I hear women say, oh, maybe they're intimidated by you. They see all these titles. They see all the things that you do. When would you have time for a mate, right?
Partner, yeah.
Well, my thought process to that would be, I think I fill space because I can. And if I did have someone, of course, I'm going to make time for that person. So, and when you hear all the titles, I'm not doing everything every day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? My life is like balanced out. Like when you hear real estate investor, it's not meaning I'm doing real estate investing every single day. When you hear life coaching, I'm not coaching every single day. When you hear author, the book is written already. When you hear, she has a candle line. That's done already. I'm just placing my orders and they're being poured and I'm shipping. They're getting shipped off. So it's like, once building the business is what's the hardest. So once you build it and you have this strategy and systems in place, it runs itself. Wow.
So you said intimidating. Like, do you feel like men are intimidated by you?
I don't want to say that, but I don't know. I don't know. I hope not. I hope men are confident enough to be able to approach a woman that does have her stuff together. Yeah. And be like, I like that about her. Versus saying, oh, she got too much going on. She don't have time for me. How do you know? So I would hope not. But if that is the truth, I would tell the guys, don't be intimidated by that.
Right. Don't be intimidated by that.
She will make time for you.
She'll make time for you. Because you know what? The right partner will understand. The right partner will actually partner with you to probably help speak into your goals and vice versa. So I think, especially going through a divorce, and then actually just living life and have life kind of be your teacher, it teaches you who you want as a partner.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like, it really, really teaches you. So what's the biggest misconception that you think people might have of you?
That's a good question. Depends on what people you're talking about, right? Old past people, like from home, probably that I've changed, and I have. And I will hope that they can grasp that I have, and not in a way that I think I'm better than anyone, because I don't. Because I'm me. I'm still funny and personable and approachable, but I am doing different things. I'm not DEQUONNA at 19. I'm DEQUONNA at 42. So if you don't see a change, then that's a problem. So I think it depends on who you're asking. But I think for me, I just want to be perceived and seen as a woman who just want to impact the world, but I still have fun. I still have my own life. And when you see me out dancing with the Meganese, I'm still a life coach.
With the Meganese, girl, I was like, I always watch people when they be doing the Meganese. I'm like, damn, how are they doing that? How are they doing that? Jesus. If you could, and this is a question I had, but now after the conversation, I don't even know if this makes sense, but if you could go to DEQUONNA at 15, DEQUONNA at 14, what would you tell her?
Don't change a thing. Don't change a thing about yourself. It's who you are. Don't change a thing. And I think when I was trying to be who people wanted me to be. And now I know that I shouldn't have done that.
You seem very confident. Like, where do you get your confidence from?
I think we are born with confidence. I think people take it away. So I don't think it's where I get it from. I think that's something that you're born with. But life experiences are individuals or things that happen to you. It chips away at your confidence. And then you realize, gosh, but I think I got it back. You get your power back when you realize I'm just who I am. And either people love it or they don't.
Right.
So I don't think it's something that you ever don't have.
Yeah.
I think you just lose it along the way.
Yeah. Because when I was watching you, when you were hosting your event, the Galentine's event, like, I know that this is where you are now, but when you started doing like your first events, were you nervous? Like how do you, that's a lot. Like I think I can edit myself on this, you know what I'm saying? I can edit myself, you know what I'm saying? Like having people like, buy a ticket, go to your events, and some people having that bad energy, like, I'm gonna see what she gonna do, and I bet it's gonna be not where, you know what I'm saying? Just that negative energy out there. Like, I feel like now I'm sure that you're probably used to it and know kind of how to navigate, but like when you first started doing that, like how did that feel? Like, were you nervous? How did you start to get your flow?
That's a good question. I'm trying to think of my first event. So you have to think about it. My events before was weddings. Okay. So I was doing it for the bride and groom. So of course that's their guests coming. Yeah. But when I began to host my own conferences, I think my own conference, this is what I did. I was very strategic because that was a fear. What if nobody shows up, right? That is always a fear when you're doing an event. But I started doing intimate misters, and I still do those to this day. Wow. So what I did was, and I'll tell anybody that's new in the industry that you're just starting the journey, don't try to jump out there and try to have an event where you want 100 people in attendance. Do something with 10 people. You know, build these small, and that's something Tony taught me too. He's like, do intimate, DEQUONNA. Yeah. So I started doing really intimate events around the city, and people that know me from home, they probably can't come to some of those. It was called Inspired Table Talks. Wow. And you would come and we would just have talks. And that was an event to me, but I was just kind of gauging. Building yourself up, yeah. Right. And then it moved to having a women's conference. And then I said, okay, 60 tickets. Only 60 tickets. So what that does, it creates a sense of urgency. Yeah. And it's like, let me go to this. So I kind of built myself into it, and I didn't try to start really huge. And I still do that to this day. I cap things off, because I want people to understand it's going to be an amazing time. Yeah. And you should want to be in the building. But I don't put that pressure on myself like 500 people. Wow. That's just too much. So
I cannot wait to talk to you after this. Okay, like I want a book. Okay. So you have a candle line.
I do. Yes.
Girl, tell me about that. Because see, I was thinking that this is something new, but this is something you've been in the game selling out. Like tell me, how did that start? And like, where did that idea even come from?
So I have a love for candles and wine. Yeah. Ooh. Love the pair together. But I always burn my candles when I'm very intentional about. I don't just waste wax. Yeah. Or just for a fragrance. It's like, it's something I'm thinking about. I'm trying to be creative. I need an idea. I'm trying to set a tone, a scene, whether it's in a romantic scene, whatever. It's always an intention behind it. Yeah. So with that, I wanted to share, when I'm sharing my gifts with the world, I was like, I want to share everything that I do with the world. Like, I want to share my daily routine. I want to share my devotion. I want to share what wines I like. I want to share why I like burning my candles. So it's like, create what you wish to see. That's always been the thing about myself. If I don't see it happening, I can't complain about it. I create it, right? Or if I go to an event and I'm like, we should have did this. Yeah. Don't you dare bash that event. Go create what you wish to see. So that's what I just began doing. So when I wanted my own candle, which really for me, to be honest, at first. I wanted just to see what I could create. Yeah. And then I was like, I'm going to share it with the world. So everything I do, if you notice, it has inspired behind it, because I feel like I am inspiration. Jesus. And so it's called the Inspired Candle, the DEQUONNA WISE collection. And 2 years ago was when I released it, and they sell out pretty quick. Oh my God. They smell amazing.
So I know that you have your candles. Is that the Grand Bohemian?
It's in Grand Bohemian right now.
So is that can we get it there, or like how do we get it?
You have to go to the Grand Bohemian now.
Okay. You have to go to the Grand Bohemian now, child. Listen.
It's here at the Grand Bohemian spot in Charlotte, North Carolina, and I just stopped. This is something very new. Yeah. Before I was shipping to individuals, but when this opportunity happened, it just changed my mindset. I always saw myself in Target or TJ Maxx with my own display, with my candles. I want my own home line completely. Is what I want. So that's going to happen. But I always saw me there. Yeah. And I wrote it in my journal, but I never saw it happening right now. So it wasn't something that I was even working towards. And then the opportunity kind of just happened. It came through a conversation. Wow. And they asked to test them and smell them. And it happened. So once that happened, I was like, maybe I should just sell wholesale to retail and not have to do the shipping to individuals. That's a lot of work. Yeah. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm moving more towards that. And I do have a second location that's going to be coming. So I know it sucks if you're not in Charlotte and you want to smell my candle. But I would just say, call the hotel and see if they can ship you one or something. I don't know. But hopefully I'll be in other locations soon. Right. And you can get your hands on them. But right now I am taking a break from shipping to individuals.
Got it. I have 2 more questions for you because this has been, I know it's going to inspire people. So if someone was listening to this podcast and they were like, man, I'm inspired by what she's saying, like, this is what I want to do, or maybe they heard something that is, makes them want to go out and actually walk in their passion and walk in their purpose. Like, what would you tell them? Like, what would you tell them? I know people are nervous about getting started. Yeah. Like even with a podcast, there's a gazillion podcasts around. So like sometimes it's very intimidating for me. Like, who's going to listen to my podcast? Because it's like a gazillion out there. Like, what advice would you give somebody?
One, you're unique. Like if we did our thumbprints right now, they don't match.
Yeah.
So we could be doing the exact same thing, but it's something about you that's going to draw in a different audience than what I draw in. So I think when we start to compare and compete, which I hate, and I know people think, oh, everybody do it. We do, but we shouldn't. Yeah. We really shouldn't. You should be competing with yourself. Yeah. But I would say just know that you are very unique, and there's something that Melanie is going to do that's going to be different from DEQUONNA. Even if it's the same title, it's something about you that's different and unique, and you need to love that about yourself. Yeah. I think that's an excuse not to do something when we just go, a million people doing it already. Yeah. But if it's in your heart, it's your passion, you can't sleep, it's on your mind when you wake up, it's on your mind when you go to bed, you need to tap into it and do it because God gave you a gift. And I just look at that as if your husband or your fiance gave you a gift right now, are you going to open it? Right? Yes. So if God has given us these gifts, why are we sending them back unopened? Wow. Why are you returning them to sender? I think that's selfish.
That is.
Yeah, I think it's selfish. So you have to look at it that way. And we'll stand in line for the latest designer that comes out. The Jordans come out, we're in line. Or are you willing to invest in yourself? Would you stand in line for you? Yeah. That's what you have to ask yourself. So, and if you can't do it, if you don't have that, everybody are not self-starters. And I understand that. Yeah. It's rare. Yeah. Everybody needs sometimes people to support and push. So find that tribe. That's what I'm saying. And finding a tribe is finding people that are doing what you're doing or what you're wanting to do.
Is a tribe necessary?
Absolutely. Okay. Because again, to my point, it's someone doing what you're wanting to do or what you're currently doing. That's how you grow. Okay. If I'm asking my friends to support me and help me with something they're not decided about, don't have a clue about, it's not going to go very far. But if I find this tribe and they're doing it, we share that. They can give me some tools and tips, and I go further. So you definitely need a tribe.
Nice. Okay. So what's next? Like, because I feel like there's a lot. Like, I have an intuitive nature, and I feel like there's a lot, a lot coming. Like, what's next for DEQUONNA?
I don't know. I mean, my mind is always going. So I'm just kind of basking in what's happening right now. Because like I said before, it's harvest season. A lot of my hard work is paying off right now. I'm starting to see it right now. So what's next is I'm just continuing to build my empire and see, I don't know. I don't always know what's next. I'm telling you, I get downloads all the time. God. And I just try to figure out where it's going to fit. But the main thing, I just want to continue to be impactful.
When you're getting downloads, how do you know like what to start on? Because I feel like you probably get a lot of ideas. Like, how do you know what to start on next?
I do. At first, I write it out. So any idea that I get, I write it out. And then I see when can this happen. Like if it's just something really simple, I'm like, oh, I can do this tomorrow. Wow. Or this maybe 6 months from now.
Because you're an executor.
Yes. So I visualize what that's going to look like and what it's going to take for me to make that happen. Wow. So just because you get an idea doesn't mean it should be happening right now. Don't be so hard on yourself. Write it out, list the steps, and then give yourself a deadline or a date to get it done by.
List the steps. Yeah. I bet, like, when your daughter watches you, is she excited about what you're doing?
No.
No? No. I saw her at the first of all, she's gorgeous. And I saw her at the event. I'm like, first of all, she's so beautiful. And she was doing her little job too.
It's funny because you guys see that. Yeah. And I think she watches me from afar and she knows exactly what I made her watch this stuff. I make her come to my events, right? Because I know even if she doesn't like it, it's in her. It's been instilled. Absorbing, Yes, it's been instilled. And so even if she don't understand right now, later in life she'll understand like what it meant. But I find her mimicking me sometimes, but she don't think it's me. She thinks that's her, and it's cute. I let her have it.
You let you have it.
I let you have it. But when people tell me that they saw her doing this and doing that, or she was so sweet, it makes me happy. Wow. Because when we talk about it, I know she's a sweet girl. She's very sweet, but that's just not The stuff that I do, Mackenzie's not life coaching.
Yeah.
She's like, why do you like people so much?
Oh wow.
But she's more of she has to feel you out.
Yeah.
But she's gonna smile and be polite. But she doesn't like everybody.
Yeah.
And my son is more like me.
Okay.
He's more compassionate and more.
Girl, these teenage daughters, I don't know what your experience is. I mean, because my daughter is 16, child, and it's like when 16 hit, it's like a switch hits. And it's so funny because you say they're watching you and they're emulating you, but they would never give you credit for it. You know what I'm saying? No. But when that 16 come around, it's just like, who is this person?
Yeah, just learning for me. It's just learning to back off a little bit.
Yeah.
And thank God for aunties.
Yeah.
That you can call on, because when you're the mom, you're gonna have that friction sometimes, and sometimes you gotta know, like, all right, do I want to fight this battle?
Right.
Do I want to deal
or
with
fight this girl?
And we've had our moments, not crazy moments, because she's very sweet, but she will push the envelope. I say she'll take a football and punt it 100 yards down the field, because it's like, but it's more so I'm gonna ask for forgiveness later. Yeah. But she's a good girl. My kids are amazing. I will say that. Yeah. They don't do anything to the point where I'm having to go to get them out of jail or anything.
Oh God.
But they're teenagers. Yeah. They were typical teenagers.
Is she interested? Because I know you kind of started your entrepreneurial thought process when you were 17. Yes. Is she about that life, that entrepreneurial life?
I think she is. I think she is. She wants to be into forensic science. Oh. But she's been talking to me lately about real estate and stuff.
Oh, nice.
I wonder where she gets that from.
But does she give you your flowers and credit for it, girl? Why she grow up doing everything that you're doing?
I want her to go to school. Yeah. I want her to have that experience, and she's excited about going off. So.
What you said she's 17?
She's a senior, coming up, rising senior.
Oh wow. Are you nervous about that?
I am.
Oh wow. Living in a house. That's scary times. But anyway, this has been everything. Like it's the best feeling when you have a guest that you've never, like, I've met you, but I've never actually had a conversation with you. That's one of the best feelings, when you have a guest and it's that comfortable feeling. It's like a dialogue, a conversation, and you have takeaways. Like I have takeaways. Like that's such a great feeling. Like, where can we find you if we want to book you, if we want you to do anything? Like, where can we find you?
Instagram is like my second home. Okay. I love Instagram.
I've seen your reels. Oh my God.
You.
Like,
I love reels.
Those reels are hard.
I love reels. I'll work with you.
Yeah.
Okay. I just love, I just fall in love with what I love. Wow. So you can follow me on Instagram at I am Coach Wise. And all other platforms, it's DEQUONNA WISE. It's my name. DEQUONNA.
Spell that again, because they might get that wrong.
People put an A in there. It's DEQUONNA. And don't ask me why it's an O. I didn't name myself.
Right, because I'm thinking A, but it is an O.
If my mom, ask my mom.
Girl, my name is spelled MELONEY. And people be like, are you Maloney? Like, what does that even mean, girl? But anyway, DEQUONNA, thank you so much for coming on the episode, girl. This is not a flex, girl. I really want to work with you after this, girl. I really cannot wait, because I've been inspired by this conversation. So thank you so much for coming on the show,
Thank you for having me.
Nice. All right, awesome.